This story is about a boy named Aron. Aron loved hiking. That's why one day he goes to a place for his hiking. We see that place is completely deserted. There was no one seen far away. While hiking, Aron sees two girls going somewhere. Actually, these two girls had left for their journey, but they had forgotten their way. Then Aron asks them, "Can I help you?" And while saying this, he goes to those girls. Here Aron helps them, tells them the right way, and then guiding them, goes ahead with them. And when the three of them go very far ahead, then Aron tells them that there is another way that I know about. And I am telling you the truth that you both are going to have a lot of fun on that journey. And now these three begin to move forward through the mountain pass. If you look at it, these paths are very dangerous. And when the three of them go a little further from there, then Aron jumps down from there. Seeing this, the two girls are very scared because they felt that Aron might have fallen by mistake. But then Aron calls them from below. Actually, there was a lot of water there. It turns out that there was a pool there. That's why Aron tells them both to jump down. Then these two girls, one by one, jump into the water. And they have a lot of fun doing this. They also enjoy a lot there. After having fun, the three of them move ahead for their journey. After leaving there, Aron has to go ahead for hiking, and the two girls had to go to their home. So when the three of them are here together, they take a selfie before they separate. Aron asks them, "Will we ever meet again?" Then one of them says, "We are going to have a party tomorrow night, you can also come." Then Aron says goodbye to both the girls and moves ahead. Aron was moving ahead through a mountain pass. He was very happy while enjoying this hiking. But the roads here are very complicated and very dangerous, and when Aron starts descending from two dangerous mountains, there is a big stone stuck there. And when Aron was taking the support of that stone slips out of its place, because of which poor Aron starts falling down. Aron, who had taken the support of that stone also falls on his hand, along with him on his right hand. And now Aron's hand gets stuck in the middle of two dangerous mountains. As we can see that he was not very injured, but his hand was not coming out of the middle of that stone. He tries a lot to get his hand out of that stone, but he fails. And when Aron feels that his hand cannot get out of here, that's why he starts shouting at those two girls. But his voice could not go out of those mountains because they are all narrow mountains. And to get the voice out of here, where a person or an animal, even birds, could not be seen, it was completely impossible. After this, Aron opens his bag and takes out all the hiking equipment he had with him. He had to leave here at any cost because he knew very well that maybe no one would come here for many months. Now the stuff he has taken out of his bag, there is a knife in it. Then he tries to break the side of that stone with the help of that knife. But this rock was very hard. It was so strong that it did not make any difference to it. And it was also that his right hand was stuck there. That's why he was having a lot of trouble breaking the stone with his left hand. But still, Aron does not give up. He does not lose his courage, and he keeps trying to break that rock. And in the meantime, his knife falls off his hand and falls on the ground. And now he could not pick up that knife with his hand because that knife was far away from him. But somehow he manages to pick up that knife and starts cutting the rock again. But he is completely unsuccessful in this work. Now, because that rock was so hard that the edge of his knife also ends completely, and by doing this, it also becomes night. And Aron had been stuck here for many hours. Here his mind was also getting bad. He did not know how to get out of here now. That's why he keeps trying to get his hand out of there. We see that by doing this, it also becomes the next morning. And now Aron had been stuck here for 25 hours. But still, he was not getting any way out of here. After a while, he turns on his camera and starts recording in it, in which he says that I have been stuck here for the past 25 hours, and no one knows that I am here. Because when I left for hiking, I had not told anyone. Also, I have very little food, and there is only 400 to 500 milliliters of water to drink. And when he is recording all this, then he hears someone's voice from above. That's why Aron starts screaming loudly. But there was no meaning to his screaming because there is no one there. A few hours pass and it becomes night again, where Aron starts feeling hungry and he starts eating whatever food was left with him. Then he remembers that those girls had invited me to their party tonight, where it is obvious that there will be wine too. We see that Aron now starts imagining that party, and moreover, he starts talking to himself, and now he also remembers that time when he was leaving for hiking from his house, from where he was also getting a call from his mother, but he does not pick up her call. He does not tell her that he is going for hiking, and if Aron had told her about this, then maybe she would have come here looking for him, but now no one knows where Aron is. Now on the third day, that is on Monday, Aron makes a bridge there. He ties that stone with the ropes, the stone that had fallen on his hand, and with the help of the other part of the rope, he is trying to pick up that stone. But despite struggling so much, that stone does not move from its place. After that, he tries to move that stone by putting full force on that end of the rope with his leg. But this time too, there is no use. The trouble was increasing continuously because it had been 3 days, and his drinking water was also over. And now, because he is absolutely free here, he has no work. That's why he was noticing the little things here, like a bird is flying in the sky above. He can't even move from there. And in this way, some dangerous insects keep coming there. And if he wants to kill those insects and eat them, then he will have to wait for them to come here. And moreover, Aron gets only 15 minutes of sunlight between these rocks here, because after that, the sun goes away from there. And now after 3 days, Aron was very upset with the hunger here, and that's why now he decides that he will cut his hand. That's why he thinks that he ties his hand, that is his upper arm, tightly, and the knife he has, he tries to cut his arm with it, but the edge of that knife was already finished. Because of this, even the thin skin of his arm was not cutting with that knife. Then Aron gets very disappointed with this. That's why he records in the camera that never buy cheap tools because they are useless. They are of no use. Now another day goes by like this, and when it's night, Aron remembers his very old days. He remembers the moments he spent with his family and his best friend. When he remembered that at that time, black clouds began to cover the sky above, and as soon as he saw it, it started raining. Because Aron's water was over, that's why he starts filling water in his bottle, and where he was stuck, water starts coming in it. And now as soon as he saw it, the water level was increasing, because of which Aron starts drowning in it. Now because gravity decreases in water, that's why we can lift the heaviest thing easily. Then Aron also goes into the water and tries to lift that stone. After a lot of trouble, he picks up that stone, because of which his hand immediately comes out of there. Then Aron runs out of there and runs towards his car. He sits in his car and leaves that place, but it turns out that all this was a dream of his, because nothing like this happens. He was still stuck in the same mountain pass, and he starts screaming loudly again. And now because he had been stuck here for many days, that's why he started having a lot of weird dreams and hallucinations. Aron had been stuck here for 4 days, and this was his 5th day. That's why his behavior, his mental health balance changes a lot. He talks to himself, does commentary, laughs, and tells himself that if I had received my mother's call that day, I would have told her that I am coming here for hiking. Then maybe I wouldn't be stuck here today, and the shop from which I had taken all the hiking equipment, I had not told anything to that shopkeeper either. And if he had known that I had come here, then maybe he would have reported Aron's missing, because of which someone would have come here to find him. Here, Aron tells his parents that I love you very much. Actually, Aron is recording all this because his hopes of getting out of here were also over, because he is dying of hunger and thirst. Even because of not eating anything, his body does not have the same life as before. And this is such a big stone that he can't even move it a little. Aron, like this, has been imprisoned here. Now Aron, once again with great courage, ties his hand, and the knife whose edge is completely finished, he does not try to cut his hand with it, but he starts stabbing his hand with the front side of the knife. He stabs the knife so deep inside that it reaches his bone, because of which his blood starts coming out. But after this, Aron is unable to do anything, and 1 more day passes like this. And when the 6th day comes, Aron's condition is very bad. He had become very weak, and if he does not get out of here, then he will lose his life. Then Aron thinks here that maybe this stone was waiting for me all my life. Ever since I was born, this mountain pass was waiting for me, and maybe this is my destination. So he writes R.I.P. on the rocks there, that is rest in peace. Along with that, he also writes his date of birth and also writes his name, because now he was completely convinced that he would never be able to go back alive from here. At the same time, he had lost all his courage. He was not even capable of doing anything. Then the next day, that is the 6th day, when he comes to his senses a little, he began to see some visions. In that vision, he sees a small child, which is actually Aron's future son. Then Aron sees that he is playing with his child, because of which he becomes very emotional, and now a power begins to develop in him, and that's why he starts pushing his stuck hand to the opposite side. By doing this, he breaks the bone of his hand, and the knife he has now stabbed it, and now slowly he begins to cut his hand. And now by doing this, he separates his body from his hand, and today, that sixth day, by sacrificing his hand, he frees himself from this stone. Now, before leaving there, he also makes pictures of his hand, of the same hand that is still stuck in the stone. And now Aron, with great difficulty, starts to get out of this mountain pass. When he comes out, he sees that the rainwater down there is up to some extent. Then Aron goes there and starts drinking a lot of dirty water from there, because for the last 6 days he had not eaten anything, nor had he drunk water. That's why today he drinks water to his heart's content. And after that, he goes ahead from there. And he also sees that bird flying in the sky. Now Aron does not give up. Despite being in so much pain, he keeps moving forward, and then he sees a family who had come here for hiking. Then Aron calls them, and they run towards him. They call security to help Aron, and after that, a helicopter also comes there. And then Aron is taken to the hospital by helicopter from there. From here, we are shown a scene after some time where Aron had completely recovered, and the vision that Aron had seen of his child also comes true, because 3 years later, Aron meets a girl and they get married. After that, Aron has a son who is just like the same child that Aron had seen in his visions. Now, in these 6 days, Aron saw his death very closely, but even after that, Aron was not going to give up his passion. He still climbs. He keeps going for hiking, and when he goes, he definitely writes a note that where he has gone. Now, here I am going to tell you a shocking thing. It is that this story is based on a real true incident. That is, it is true that Aron was trapped in those mountain passes for 6 days. There he spent his time with great difficulty, and he had also written his name and the date of his death on those rocks, because he was convinced that he would not go back alive from here. And the stone under which he was trapped, its weight was around 360 kilograms. There was also very little food and drink. But then the best thing about it was that he did not lose his courage. That was the reason he survived for 5 days, and he would have died there when he cut his hand. Then his body was completely weak. That's why he did not bleed much, and because of this, even after cutting his hand, he kept wandering there for 4 hours, and in this way, Aron never lost his courage. And with this scene, this true story ends here. To watch more recap videos, do not forget to write the name of your favorite movie in the comment. Thanks for watching.